Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Call Box. I'm your host, Lieutenant Vince Lewis, coming to you once again from beautiful downtown Phoenix, police headquarters, 7th Avenue in Washington. It's right in the middle of everything, right here in beautiful downtown Phoenix. And I want to introduce a very special guest. And we go back, sir, you and I.
We do.
My parents, my family, all of it. Growing up here and knowing that I have your legacy to follow up on, it's very heartwarming. But let me go ahead and introduce you to our audience, Reserve Assistant Chief Joe Klima. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. It's great to be here.
How long police service?
Just over 45 years with the Phoenix Police Department.
Okay, I'm going to go back. Did you just say just over 45 years of police service?
45 years. It's
Wow.
Almost a lifetime with the Phoenix Police Department.
But split between sworn and reserve.
Yes.
Was there anything in between?
No.
So you rolled from sworn right into reserve?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to talk about the reserve program, but real quick, before we get into the details of the program and how one becomes a police officer with the Reserve Bureau, you folks celebrated an annual event recently, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Sure. You know what? Every year we recognize the volunteerism of our police officers who are reserve officers. And last night we had our annual ceremony, and it reflected performance over 2025. Had the opportunity to recognize people ranging from 1 year of service to 20 years of volunteerism. They hit their 20-year mark. One gentleman did. And then hours of service, anywhere from 1,000 hours. We recognized a couple that had 5,000 hours of service, several with 4,000 hours of service. And that's volunteer service as a full authority police officer for the Phoenix Police Department and the residents of Phoenix.
Wow. So they go through the academy, or they go through the Reserve Academy. It's fairly comparable. You end up with a post-certification.
Yes.
Powers of arrest.
Yes.
And responsibilities on the street to patrol.
Yes.
And they do this without being paid.
They do it without being paid. This is truly a way to provide service. And for many of them, it's a goal that they've always had. Mm-hmm. They have great, cool careers, but they've always wanted to be a police officer and give back to the city. Or there's people like me who did a full career and working for the city and actually volunteering for the city and its residents. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah,
we live in a great city.
Perfect. Yeah. So what are some of the highlights from the ceremony?
You know, well, we recognize those hours of service and we break it down. And because we have volunteers that have been volunteering as a reserve officer for 38 years. Our Jim Essay is a sergeant for us, 38 years. Wow. The gentleman we recognized yesterday with the most years of service volunteerism was Jim Kern, and he actually, it's interesting, he's a lawyer, worked for a prominent firm. He did 20 years. Most of his volunteer time was as a patrol officer. So
That's
when
incredible.
people called for help, he was one of those that came.
Yeah. Who hosted the event?
We did the reserve division, and we had it was a really nice event. We had the mayor there. Mm-hmm. Our MC was Mike Broomhead, mm-hmm. and Mike is very, very committed to supporting law enforcement, and he's really committed to supporting those that provide law enforcement services for free or as volunteers. So he's hosted us, or been our MC for the last several years.
Yeah, we draw on Mike for some of our own things too out there. He's great. And so hopefully he hears this and understands. We appreciate the support, but we're going to take a quick break. But where can somebody go right now to learn a little bit more information about the reserves before we go to break?
You can go to the Phoenix Police Reserve website, and it lays it all out, everything
Perfect.
about it.
All right, awesome. And I think we have links on that at phoenix.gov/police, and look it up, or you can Google or do whatever your favorite search engine is for Phoenix Police Reserve Bureau. We're going to take a quick break. Stick around. We'll be right back with Assistant Chief Joe Klima.
I'm a busy mom. I'm also a Phoenix police officer devoted to keeping our community safe.
I'm a Little League coach. And I'm a Phoenix police detective and a part of the team here too.
Find endless career options with one of America's best large employers.
Welcome back to the Call Box. We're here with Reserve Assistant Chief Joe Klima. Thanks for being on the show. We're going to talk about the Reserve Bureau now. The unique part about the Reserve Bureau is that it's made up of volunteers, volunteer full sworn police officers who have regular lives, regular jobs. Is that the main difference between a career officer and a reserve officer?
Really, that's the only difference, because the responsibilities of a reserve as a police officer is exactly the same as a career officer. The uniqueness is they volunteer or they're police officers on the street when they're available, but they have the same arrest powers, but most importantly, the same responsibilities and really the same desires, and that's to go out there and help people and be there when people need us.
So we have reserves at every rank.
We have reserves at every rank.
And where in the department will we find reserves?
Everywhere. It's really pretty cool. We have one of our primary functions, it's just like with the department, is patrol. We have reserve officers in every precinct, and they answer radio calls. They ride by themselves. They'll ride with each other. They'll ride with a partner. And it's interesting, if you call for police, you really don't know if you're getting a career officer or a reserve officer.
Can you tell?
No. The only thing you can tell is if you look real close on their badge, their badge number will have an R in front of it. Otherwise, they look exactly the same.
Yeah. And that's by design.
By design, because when they respond, we want people to know, hey, you have a police officer here. It may be free police officer or maybe a paid officer, but you have an officer here that's going to help you with your issue.
Same level of service, same objective in the end. We all follow the same
the same
code
policies,
of conduct and things like that.
Same policies, procedures. But we have in patrol, we have reserve officers that are traffic enforcement officers on motorcycles. We have detectives. We have one reserve officer. He's been around for quite a while as a volunteer police officer. And now he's a detective and he helps out with cold cases. And we have him in as school resource officers. Basically, a reserve officer can do whatever they would like to volunteer to do after they get to training. We had one reserve officer who just recently, there's a time and season for everything, and she left us, but she was on our special assignments unit and helped with negotiations and stuff. We have officers at the academy. So the uniqueness is that they start as reserve officer starts just like every officer starts in patrol. Actually, let's back up. They start in the academy, and then they go to patrol first. And after they learn their skills, then they go out and they can do other functions. The other part is that we allow our career officers, when they retire, if they choose to continue to give back to the community, they can come back. And when they come back and either the expertise that they left in, or they will move around into other functions.
Oh, okay. So we've had officers go from sworn to reserve, but we've also had officers go from reserve to sworn, correct?
Yes. Actually, it's exciting. We have a class graduating on March 5th. Very interesting group of individuals. Their careers vary. We have one gentleman who was trained as a medical doctor. We have 3 attorneys in the class. We have just a wide variety, but there was a young man that came through. He's a food service worker. When he's graduating, he's going to be laddering over to the career side. And so he spent 11 months in the Reserve Academy, getting the exact same training as their career peers. And this young man, and it happens frequently, where after they get a flavor, they decide, you know what, I think I want to do this full time.
Yeah. So if you're looking at maybe a full-time career in policing and life circumstances, whatever they are, if you can balance reserve time with your current situation, down the road, maybe you may be able to transition to career.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, and it sounds amazing. We've got people in the private sector with their daily lives doing incredible things,
right?
Heroes on both sides, and then they choose to do police work for free.
Yes, I give you examples. Yesterday we recognized an officer, a reserve officer. He's a pharmacist, full-time pharmacist, works for a national pharmacy chain. But he went through the Reserve Academy, which is quite a feat in itself. And now he works in our Drug Enforcement Bureau, and he does investigations on vulnerable children. Yeah. And he worked and he went on his own and got additional training to be an expert, a forensic expert. And he was part of a team that actually it was about a 3-year-long investigation. And it concluded with the arrest of an individual who was preying on vulnerable children.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing with him is that he had such a good skill that the attorneys asked him to be the case agent.
Oh.
And so it was his first major trial, and he, explained. And it was interesting. They did in the trial, they talked about who he was, the detective was, and that he was a volunteer police officer and his experience and everything. And you know what? Justice prevailed in that situation, and the suspect got a 16-year sentence.
Wow.
For some very heinous crimes. But a key part of that investigation was done by a reserve officer.
Yeah, that's incredible. We're still talking with Assistant Chief Joe Klima from the Reserve Bureau. Let's talk a little bit about you, sir, and your interesting story. Tell me about your career and how you ended up where you're at.
It was interesting. I started as a young man, 20 years old, went to the academy, had an amazing career. I worked a total of 35 and a half years as a career person, had the opportunity to serve the community in so many different facets. And I can tell you, we have an amazing community and we have an amazing department. And it was just a great career. And
you've seen some change.
I've seen a lot of change, a lot of growth. Change is natural. Seen technology and how it's been implemented within policing and criminal investigations and providing the best service we can. I've seen a lot of growth in the communication and transparency with communities and how connected we are and how we really, truly are just part of the community. We're that part of the community that when others need help, we come.
So you were brought in to assist Chief Sullivan during his tenure as an advisor.
Yes, just recently, about a year ago, still holding the role as a volunteer assistant police chief. Chief Sullivan asked if I could help him be an advisor to him, and had the opportunity to continue with Chief Giordano for a while. And but it's a great place to work.
Yeah.
I would tell you, it's a great career to go to if you want to serve. You're willing to work shift 3 and weekends. But you want to go every day. You're going to help somebody out.
Yeah.
In a wide variety of ways.
That's incredible. So I want to thank you, Chief Klima, for being on the show and telling us all about the Reserve Bureau. You can find out more about that by visiting phoenix.gov/police or do a search for the Phoenix Police Reserve Bureau. So thanks, Chief. Thank the crew for producing. Thank you, the viewer. You can catch the video versions of these shows on our YouTube channel. Just want to remind everybody out there that you too can help solve crime in your community by sending tips to Silent Witness. Visit silentwitness.org or call 480-WITNESS. We're hiring sworn, and we're interested in bringing on more reserves. If you want to learn more, go to joinphxpd.com. Follow us on all social media platforms. And until next time, be safe out there. Be a part of the solution in your community. Find out how to become a Phoenix police officer on the next The Call Box.